What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies. Continuing my thoughts on the NL East. I've done the Marlins and I've done the Nationals. So next team is going to be the Phillies. They were one of the most talked about teams. Start off first couple weeks of the season. Today is May 20th. About 50 games in. About 45-ish games in. They got off to such a slow start, and their offense was bottom three in almost every category. They've really turned things around. They fired their manager. They've gotten off to a great start of the Don Mattingly era. It's really tricky, though, because they're in a tough situation to where a lot of the guys underperforming are on big contracts. I mean, Harper and Schwarber have been great. Trey Turner's gotten off to a pretty slow start. Bohm got off to a horrendous start, and he's in his walk year. He's got a lot of stuff going on off the field, but he's been better here lately. I think he's riding like a 10-game hit streak where he's looked a lot better. You got some young guys like Painter and Crawford. Surprisingly, the big question with Crawford was his bat. You knew he had elite contact skills, elite contact rates. Hit the ball on the ground a lot, speedy outfielder, but the defense hasn't graded out well, and that really lowers the floor of how good he can be, and obviously the ceiling. But I think he's just probably not getting great jumps or great reads. Really thought he was going to be a plus defender out of the gate, and then you kind of just live with the bat. He's had some moments with the bat, but Garcia hasn't been great since signing that 1-year deal. Brandon Marsh has been really solid. He's been one of their better hitters. Bryson Stott, great defender at second. He's also not a great hitter. But it's really tricky because Bohm's in his walk year. Turner, I think, has one more year. I mean, not Turner. Stott has one more year after this. And then, Harper, Schwarber, Turner are all on big-time contracts. I don't like them bringing back Realmuto. I know he probably has, great relationship with the pitching staff, and they like what he brings to the clubhouse. But him on a 3-year deal, already in his mid to late 30s, I don't know how much I like that. But yeah, it's just tough because, what do you bring in at the deadline if you're going to go for it? And their starting pitching is really good. Luzardo, his ERA is a little bit deceiving. I think it was been in the 5s, but he's been much better than that. Christopher Sanchez, I think he's top 3 in the NL Cy Young race. Probably leading the charge. I think Skeens will be obviously right there. Zach Wheeler has come back, and he's looked really good. Painter, he's gonna have some ups and downs like you would expect a rookie pitcher to have. And Nola, man, that contract is likely to hurt them. And that's the thing too, is you can't really, if their window is closing. A lot of their guys are in their early to mid 30s, and you'd expect them to be exiting their prime. So you really got to think that they got to go for it these next couple years. And if things go pretty poorly, they'd have to blow it up. I could see them bringing up, what's that infielder's name? Aiden Miller. Him to come up and maybe play some third, maybe just get a taste of the league. I think he got injured early in the year, maybe at a spring. But what do you bring to this team? The bullpen, I mean, you got Duran in the back end. You brought in Keller. You moved Strom. I think the starting pitching is what it is. I mean, it's been really good. Nola and Painter. Maybe you bring in a guy to fill some innings, but it's just tricky because the Braves, I think, are going to run away with this division unless something changes. They look like the best team in baseball. So automatically you're almost just going for a wild card spot, and that can get pretty tricky. I mean, I think they're going to go for it, but this could be one of the last years that they actually go for it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do at the deadline. Obviously, depends on health and where they're at in the wild card race. But what do you bring to this team? I really don't know. I mean, you can always bring in a bullpen arm. You can never have enough bullpen arms or elite bullpen arms. I don't know what you bring bat-wise, and that's been their biggest issue. But that's my thoughts. I haven't watched a whole lot of Phillies games this year. I mean, Schwarber has been one of the he's leading the league in home runs. Interested to see where he ends up at the end of the year. I think after his 2 home run game a couple days ago, he was on pace for like around 70. But I think he very comfortably gets to upper 50s and maybe even into the 60s. Or, I mean, who knows? Maybe he can get to 70. And then Harper hasn't had a whole lot of home runs. I think he just hit his 8th. Or maybe he's up to 10 or so. But he's still rocking like a 930 OPS. So, obviously, they have the top-end talent, but overall depth of the roster, I don't know if it's there. And they're going to need to play really good down the stretch, and then you never know what can happen in the playoffs. Once you get there, you always have a chance. But that's my thoughts on the Phillies. Thanks for watching. I guys have a great day.